Hi everyone, I'm Cullen Haynes and welcome to Lawyer Lending Live. The two guests I'm about to bring on are absolute powerhouses at what they do from Professional Wealth Services. The first is Jonathan Young, Director at Professional Wealth Services, both a financial advisor and a CPA accountant, and originally hails from the motherland, South Africa, and you're really going to get a lot from what Jonathan has to say today. And Alex, who we're bringing on, is Professional Wealth Services Corporate Relations Partner, and she too has a Rolodex and network even larger than myself, and is quite revered in the law world, but also the insurance space as well. So without further ado, I'm going to bring both Jonathan and Alex to the stage. And how are you both today? And what's been happening in your circle of influences? What's happening, guys?
Hi, Cullen. Thanks for having us along and for that brilliant introduction. A lot to live up to.
Oh, no, I promise you it's going to be fantastic. And Alex, tell me a little bit more, in a nutshell, what is it about Professional Wealth Services that makes you different? What do you do?
Yeah, so there's I guess two core areas of our business that I think would be applicable to your clients and I guess the people watching this. There's the private wealth advice, and also we have a corporate benefits solution. So my role as the corporate relations partner is to work with referral partners like legal home loans and other businesses where we want to be able to collaborate with other professionals and ensure that our clients are getting in front of the right opportunities. So we kind of, I guess, project manage that. And yeah, Jonathan, you might want to talk a bit about the private wealth advice and the background of Professional Wealth Services.
Yeah, thanks, Alex. Thanks, Cullen, for letting us join you today. Professional Wealth Services is very importantly self-licensed, the financial advice business. That's important from a client's perspective. It means we're not tied to any institutions. Most importantly, though, we're also shareholder and director owned. So I'm one of the directors and one of the shareholders in the business. There's four directors and five shareholders in the business. From my perspective as an accountant, I've come from a background of working in professional environments, and I'm very pleased to say Professional Services shares that mindset that law firms and accounting firms have about a long-term future for the business. So we set this business up for the longer term so that we're there with our clients through all the stages of their lives, and also for the next generation as well. We want to be there with our clients' kids and grandkids. Maybe not me, but our next generation of advisors. Ultimately, though, we're here for the client's best interests. And I think our goal as a business is to empower our clients to live financially confident lives through the generations. So we're very excited about what we do, and we love helping our clients to do that.
Well, you are preaching to the choir, and you do a great job, because I'm a big advocate of what you do at PWS, and a lot of my network, which are legal professionals, doctors, accountants that are watching, would resonate that, because obviously in their lines of work, they're always thinking of, just the way they think, what happens in that situation? And am I protected? And am I taking the right steps for my family's wealth? And am I leaving a legacy? So I'd love to touch on, if we talk to my valued clients, which are legal professionals, and there's four types: barristers, partners, firm owners, and employees. We can touch them individually, or we can talk about all of them as a whole. How does PWS really help legal professionals?
I'll take the first part of that question. We obviously help all of those people. They all have very similar needs to some degree. They all need to be protected, need to grow their wealth, and they need to have a long-term plan for retirement. And there's many aspects to that. But from our perspective, the most important thing and the easiest to resolve is to make sure that the right protection is in place. So if something were to go wrong, you are insured, or you have a plan if you're not taking out insurance. We also look at the client's longer term situation. So how are we going to get to retirement? What does that look like? What do you want to do going forward? And we help clients to understand those goals and those objectives, and also what they might want for the next generation. And we put a plan together, and we think about what that looks like. Ultimately, then we all tie together with estate planning and working with the client's lawyers estate planning lawyer to set a plan in place there to transition the wealth onwards. From a business owner perspective, we also assist our clients in thinking about succession planning. Now, some businesses do a great job here, but the vast majority of businesses are terrible at this. And that's through no excuse. It's just the reality. We don't want to think about our mortality. So this is something we'll help our clients with as well. Address this complicated topic and help guide them through the solutions that they have, which may not be insurance, but other risk or other solutions as well. And we work very closely with their accountants, their business accountants, and also their other advisors they may have to work on a plan for that.
No, you're almost in a sense like there's that story of Caesar. They always had someone in his ear saying, "Memento mori." Remember, one day you won't be here. I know it sounds morbid, but we all come in with a return ticket, and no one likes to think about it. But I think when you call it out and you speak about it while things are going good, I think that's the time to get it organized and while you can. And I think you both do that very well. Alex, go ahead.
So there's some dreadful statistics on what happens in a business to partners. I think, Alex, you'll correct me on the numbers, but I think it's 50% of people will suffer some kind of injury or loss. And at some point in that relationship, you need to deal with that and face facts. It's coming. You need to be prepared for it. And we should be talking about it with people.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's even something like 1 in 3 men and 1 in 4 women in their working life at some stage will get diagnosed with cancer, and that's something it's something people do worry about, and that preparing in advance, you can actually help to mitigate at least the financial risk side of it. So yes, like you were saying, but I won't say it as eloquently, but it's kind of like plan for the worst, hope for the best, and that's what we do to help people put a plan in place. The other area of our business, which I think, so Jonathan's touched on the private wealth advice and the tailored individual plans that we can help people with, is the corporate benefits solution that we've implemented. I've been in life insurance industry for 20 years now, and group insurance is something that's kind of really evolved. What we've done with our corporate benefits solution is we've tried to, a lot of employers are introducing an employee assistance program or an EAP where they can help their employees with professional development, managing stress, mental well-being, things like that. And we feel like financial wellness should be a really big part of that. So our corporate benefits offering is designed to really slide in to an employer's EAP. We're working with law firms and other employer groups to really actually help them with their group insurance, but also financial wellness, because personal finances are actually the number 1 cause of stress, and that's something that we can step in and really help with. Yeah.
And that's what I think. I'm endeared by what you're saying there, Alex. Speaking to mental health, we just came out of Are You OK Day last week. And there was a great article, shout out to Jerome Dorasami from the Lawyers Weekly, came out with one, and he was interviewing all the top lawyers from about 4 firms, talking about Are You OK Day should be 365 days a year, not just 1 day. And HR managers, head of people, managing partners, principals, if you're watching this, do not treat, and I'm sure you don't, those watching, but please don't treat it like a tick box exercise. Your mental health of your employees is important. And at the end of the day, anything you can do to implement these programs like PWS is offering is in the best interest, which is what we were talking about before, of your employees. And I think there's 2 types of firms, the ones that really care and implement them, and those that approach it like a tick box. I actually don't mind both, because even the tick box people implement good things, but I would say the people that really care about it, we're going to have better benefits for them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think employers are always wanting to attract and retain staff. And so attracting them is, I guess, the easy part, because you can always put forward an attractive salary package, but employees can also just as easily jump to an attractive salary package. I think it's the retention, and the way they can do that is show you care. Do something extra, offer something that you don't necessarily legally have to offer, and show that you care about not just their financial well-being now, signing up to the role, but beyond the role. What can you do to actually help set them up?
I love that, and I think I'm moved by what you're saying. Is don't focus on, obviously attracting top talent is great, but looking after your existing client, your existing staff, I think is important. Which is in the conversations that we're having at Legal Home Loans with these big firms, because we've got some big partners on our staff benefits platform. We actually say, this is a benefit. If you've got 500 staff, it's $500,000 worth of, benefit that your staff are getting. You don't have to pay for. That in my mind is better than the if or when that person joins. Look after your existing base first. So anyone watching, get in contact with PWS, get in contact with Alex, slide into the DMs. I'm sure Alex will be open for a coffee with you. Who is the right person to get in touch with you, Alex? Like, who are we talking to here?
On the size of the company, it really depends. So smaller businesses might be the payroll manager or someone that's the managing partner. On a larger scale, it could be the CFO or the head of HR, remuneration and benefits. So there's a range.
Range of different people.
Yeah, we're open. Just get in touch and we can have a initial chat, see what your needs are and what.
No, absolutely. It's no pressure, no fee, just a coffee, guys. Get in contact, please. Now, I heard the other day, I was talking with one of my legal colleagues, and she was saying that insurance costs more for some reason. And I don't think this is a generalization. It costs more for females. Is that true? And should we can we shine a light on that?
Look, unfortunately, when it comes to income protection and insurers, I suppose they're the only, it's not funny, but that they are allowed to discriminate. That's the nature of,
that is crazy.
Of what they do. But when it comes to income protection, women do cost insurers more than men do, because we claim more often than men, and when we do claim, we stay on claim for longer. So they obviously have to charge a higher amount just to be able to support those claims and the sustainability of the book. And I think that's why it's so important for females in particular, because a lot of your legal clients, Colin, that are female, certainly the ones we come across, they're quite likely the family breadwinner. And so insurance is really important to them. It's also something very highly valued when an employer can provide it, because it means it's a great benefit to them and their family. It can save them money as well. Group insurance is power in numbers. The concept of it is, let's cover hundreds of people and we'll give them a discount or a group rate. And the insurance actuaries basically just calculate, okay, well, X amount of this group are going to claim. This is what it's going to cost us, and then they can charge the premium accordingly. But it is one of those power in numbers things, and it's one of the reasons I like group insurance.
Makes sense. And you're right. Our clients, 55-60% of our clients are female, and the growing number of females in law is growing. And I have that scenario a lot where they are the primary breadwinner. Their partner is the stay-at-home, looking after the kids and whatnot. And this question is very, very important to know that this is happening, and I'm glad we're shining an important light on it. About the way some of these insurance agencies look at, a pool of people that are insured. I've got a friend at Zurich who says, not very nonchalantly, he says, look, I look after 4,000 people. We renewed them all today, but I know by tomorrow 1 or 2 will be dead. And I just said, that's a bit harsh. It goes just the statistics. Do you look at it that way, you and Jonathan, or is it you basically do everything you can to get your client insured and you just leave it to the regulators? How does the insurance process work when someone goes up? Because you normally have to get a health check if I'm not mistaken. Is that right?
Callum, when we address people's personal insurance, we think about it very carefully.
Yes.
We consider their needs and we act on their interests. So we are going out on their behalf in a very difficult conversation, having it with clients about their personal health. And they share a lot of information with us, which they probably don't share with their own family in certain circumstances.
Correct.
To be very sensitive about that. And we're representing them with these insurance firms to try and get the best outcome for them. And look, insurance firms are not saints, but certainly there's some good insurance firms out there, and they really do care. And it's our job to find the best insurance possible for our clients. And cost comes into it, but also quality as well. And just touching on a couple of points. I mean, there are insurers out there that are very much aware of the female clients that they have, and they do have products that have features that are quite appealing to working mums or people that will be thinking about having kids. And they have benefits on there that are structured in such a way that they make it possible to have insurance, but also to take maternity leave and to have options to come back to work in the future and reinstate that insurance. So
yes,
with our clients, and especially young female lawyers or young accountants or whatever their background is, we work with that. We think about what the outcome is or where they're going in their lives and what that might look like, and try and find the product that suits them best. But it's a very strategic process. We're not talking about now, but what they may need in the future. And that's where the real value of how we work with our clients comes in.
Yeah.
No, it's
I would encourage,
very tailored.
Yeah, exactly. So tailored cover for individuals that might not have this through their employer, but for the ones that do have it through, so the ones that have it through their employer, there's an automatic acceptance limit, or there likely is. So they might have cover at standard rates. For the individual clients that we look after, it's called positive underwriting. So they apply to the insurer for the cover. And yes, they might have to complete an application, do some blood tests, provide financial justification and medicals. But what that means is come claim time, they've already done that up front. And it's, compared to what I think a lot of people just think, oh, well, I've got cover inside my super fund. It was automatic, but often we come across those scenarios and the cover in super might have pre-existing conditions. It hasn't been properly applied for and properly underwritten. So that's something to be aware of. I would probably encourage everyone to at least just ask their employer what might be provided, look into what they have through their super fund, and speak with the financial advisor who can actually help you assess what do you have in place and what are the potential gaps that we can help you with.
Good points there, Alex. And what I would say, it is alive. It is now 2:35 on Wednesday, the 14th of September. This is live. You are watching live. Hello. So please put in your comments. Alex and Jonathan are here. They won't bite. We want to hear what you want to know. The big question, I guess this is one that just came to me just then, which I know you'll be able to answer, is I've already got insurance in super. Why do I need to look elsewhere? Isn't my super insurance enough? I guess, what would you say to that, Jonathan, you must get that question a lot. I've got it covered in super.
Yeah, well, I hope my clients are a bit more educated about that before they come. But yeah, it's very important they understand the definitions of what insurance are in super. You're probably not getting the best coverage from your super. And in simple terms, you are not able to get what they call own occupation cover in super. So you're not covered for what would happen if something happened to you that meant you couldn't work as a lawyer or a barrister, but you could do another job possibly. So you want to make sure you've got own occupation if you're in a professional capacity. If anything, that's the first thing we're looking for. We're going in there and having a look at the client situation, saying, you need to have this in place. It's a no-brainer. It's non-negotiable. Get it in place. So that's the most important thing from someone if they've got something that's only in super. That's all I could say. Just let's have a look at that definition on your income protection and your total permanent disability cover. If you've dealt with that, I feel like I've done my job for the day. But there's a lot more to it. So.
Good. Well said there, Jonathan. So what are some of the financial planning options for lawyers out there, would you say, Alex, right now?
Well, I'm not a financial planner. It's probably best answered by Jonathan. I think we've kind of looked at it as a business, and there's, for lawyers and barristers, we look at their career as kind of being in 3 stages.
Yes.
So Jonathan might want to talk to each stage and where we can possibly help them.
Yeah, look, everyone ultimately is in 3 stages of their life, getting started, accumulating and heading for retirement. And obviously each of those have different needs, but the early stage people, we're looking, look, let's get your protection in place, no brainer. This is the thing, Your asset right now is your brain. Something happens to that, there's no more assets. As you grow, your wealth grows, your insurance needs get less insurance needed. Now we're talking about growing your assets and making them grow as much as possible. So you're ready for retirement. And then ultimately you're heading to retirement and making sure you've got enough income to finance your retirement. There's so many aspects as I could ramble on for the whole afternoon, but a couple of things. A young lawyer or barrister, get your insurance in place. Get a plan in place for retirement. Sort out your cash flows. If you're buying a house, know where your cash is going. Maximize your superannuation. Get a plan in place. An established lawyer or barrister, review your insurance, because very often I've seen a lot of barristers and lawyers paying a lot of money for insurance, which they don't actually need, or it's incorrectly structured. I mean, I've got a case where I saved a barrister $40,000 just by a simple change to the insurance. So it's not like
40. Wow.
40 grand. Just a simple change. It was stuff he didn't need on his cover. It's money down the drain, but he still needed the insurance. And now you need to make sure that your money is working as hard as possible for you. So a lot of barristers that we see are heading towards retirement without much in the way of income or savings. I think they tend to spend that money before they've earned it. And we see a lot of that. So maybe they've got a lot of property assets, but not so much ready for retirement. So get that plan in place before you get into that situation. And then as you head into retirement, make sure you know what that retirement looks like. Have a plan. Don't fear retirement. Know that if you want to work till 75, you can, but if you want to retire at 55, you can also do that. So we can help anyone in those situations. But one interesting thing with a lot of lawyers I've spoken to is they don't believe in estate planning. Not all, but some. And maybe I think there's a fear that it'll get challenged in court. Well, I don't know much about the law, but I do know that having an estate plan, a will, and a power of attorney in place is better than nothing. So we always push and suggest our clients have this in place. And also relates back to asset protection as well. That's a key part, another discussion in itself. There's so much to talk about in this area, but we absolutely think any barrister or lawyer at any stage of the lives have a need for financial planning. And we'd be very happy to have a chat with them if they needed help.
Yeah. And I think, there's this misconception, especially in the media and whatnot, that some financial planners, which are on the fringe, they're just peddling properties in Queensland and things like that. But that is not that's the exception. Good financial planners are looking at your wealth, your insurance, and your whole, position, not just trying to peddle products. But on the notion of products, I think there's a great point of difference that you at PWS offer, not giving away the secret sauce, but is it a tailored product just for judges, lawyers, barristers? Am I not mistaken there, Jonathan?
Yes, we're not strictly allowed to talk in name details, but there are.
No, we won't. No.
There's certainly products out there that are tailored to the legal fraternity and have features that are that are only really available to professionals, and one of them being the legal profession. We're very keen to have a chat to clients about the right products and making sure that they get into a solution that fits them. But yeah, certainly there's a point of difference. We are talking to a lot of clients about these much better quality products. Indeed, they're much better quality products than they were available a few years ago as well. And again, we don't just talk about the product, we talk about the strategy. Product's the tool that we get to create that protection with, but a lot of it's thinking strategically about how we use those products.
Yeah, of course. And is there a time in life that people should think to engage your services at PWS, Alex or Jonathan, or a particular level, as special counsel or partner, 5 or 6 years at the bar? Like, when should someone be coming to speak to you sensibly about it? Obviously not going to get first home buyers or graduates talking to you yet, but they will be future clients. So when should people really be getting in touch?
Look, I think sooner rather than later is always better. Even a new professional we think should be talking to us. Particularly, I talk about insurance again. There are products available that are thinking about how you're going to grow your career. So you're starting out as a young barrister or a young lawyer. They recognize that you're going to grow over time and income and savings and things like that. Get it set up now. Have a plan in place. Get yourself underwritten. Have everything sorted so that you just do better in life. It's never too late. So if you are older and you haven't thought about your retirement, it's never too late to think about it. And the government has put a lot of opportunities in place for people to grow their wealth through superannuation that weren't there about 74 days ago. So they've given people that are in their 60s an extension in their ability to contribute to super. That's a great solution to many of their problems. So have a tax-free income in retirement. Well, there's now ways to increase that, and a lot of people aren't aware of it. So it's never too late. Come and speak to us.
Never too late. I love that. It should be on an epitaph
Or
somewhere.
is.
It's never too late. Yeah, it is. I told you I was sick or something like that. So anyone watching, and there's a few people watching, do you have an offer for our Lawyer Lending Live listeners, Alex?
Yeah, look, so on our website, we've got a free tool that people can use. It's called a 5-minute financial health check. They can jump on there. Like Jonathan was saying, we're all about being strategic with the advice, and it's goals-based advice. So the questionnaire briefly asks, what are some of your short-term, medium-term goals? What's your financial situation? And then we can get in touch with you and help you to identify any gaps in your current scenario and where we might be able to actually help you improve. And then that's backed up by a one-on-one consult with one of our financial advisors. For legal professionals, if you've got cover in place already, we offer a free market comparison. It's not like one of those compare the market meerkat things. It's quite involved. A lot of the insurance products over recent years have seen quite a lot of change, and insurer to insurer, it varies quite a lot. So taking a bit of a deeper dive into what you have in place, is it competitive on the market? And yeah, we're open for a chat if you ever want to ask some questions, but those are some of the free resources that we have on our website.
Fantastic. And where is the best place to get you normally? Are you both hanging out on LinkedIn? Like, where are you best reachable at the moment?
Probably LinkedIn for me. And I part of my role is, connecting with lots of people in the legal professional industry and new clients and referral partners. And depending on who they are, I'll kind of send it to one of our advisors. We've got 6 advisors on the team.
Great.
LinkedIn for me. Otherwise, have a look at our website. You can look at the staff profiles for the other advisors as well.
Fantastic. Jonathan and Alexandria, it's a fantastic speaking to you both today. Wealth of wisdom. And obviously this is going to be played later today and whatnot. So I'll put a link to your website and that free 5-minute check. And thank you so much for being on Lawyer Lending Live today.
Thanks very much,
Colin. It's a pleasure.
My pleasure. And we come out every Wednesday on Wednesdays with a Lawyer Lending Live, everyone. Thank you so much, and all the best, and have a great Wednesday. Take care.